I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm probably going to be out of tune now. Hey folks, how's it going today? Hope everybody's doing really good. Today I'd like to just go over that little piece I just played there in the beginning of the video. It's kind of based off like Autumn Leaves or something like that. Not exactly. It's just a simple little jazz progression using some melody in between the chords. And that's really the whole value of the lesson really here today. Now that sounds pretty simple to play. If you're not used to playing this type of stuff, it might be a little tricky at first. I highly recommend taking it slow, as always, and work each section out. So let's get right into the lesson here. We're going to go over the chords first, okay? So we have... No, I think we're just going to start right with the melody. Change my mind. So, okay, first line right here. We got the D string in the fourth, G string in the second, G string in the fourth, and then G string in the fifth. So, now I just kind of play it with my pick and middle finger. I play the G string all with my middle finger. Now you can pick this or do it any way you like. I'm just going to describe how I'm doing it in case you want to try it that way, okay? So again, D string in the fourth, D string in the G string in the second, sorry, G string in the fourth, G string in the fifth. So, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is play these first two chords. Basically in A minor, I just play thumb over and bar the whole fifth fret. I'm not playing the A string, I'm just kind of muting it. You could do it like that too if you don't want to rap over and just play the open A, okay? And we're just going to go to a D9, okay? So here we go from the top. Okay, once again. Alright, take that little section, okay, and just work on it a little bit, and, just try to get that little piece down at first. Okay, here's the next part. Alright, we have the B string on the fifth, G string on the fifth, and then G string in the fourth. So, alright, so again from the beginning we have. Okay, so the next two chords, sorry I keep wiping my face, I just got out of the shower and my hair's still wet, sorry, it's kind of dripping down my face here. But anyway, the next two chords are this. Now I'm playing thumb over here to get this, and it's the D string in the second, the G string's in the fourth, and the B string is in the third fret. Okay? I'm playing thumb over to get that G root in the third fret. You'll see me do this a lot, but... Okay, so from the beginning, once again, really slow. Okay, so the second chord here is a C major 7. Okay, and I'm just barring the third fret. The D string is in the fifth. The G string would be in the fourth, and the B string's in the fifth. Okay, so we're going from that shape to this shape. Okay, so let's just recap what we have right now. We're getting close. I'm saying we're about halfway through here. So Once again. Sorry about that. Let's do that one more time. Ready? Okay, now we're going to play that same lick, the same exact lick we played in the very start of this. So, okay, remember that? Same lick. Now we're going to play this same thing we played here, but we're dropping that same grip down to the second fret. So I'm playing thumb over on the E string, second fret. Then your D string and B string are in the second fret, and the G string's in the third. Okay? So after that, now we're going to play this raised 9 chord. It's like a Hendrix chord in the second fret here. Okay? The D string will be in the first. And we're going to raise that B note up to the third fret. Okay? I'm guessing you guys probably know this chord by now. So, once again, right from the very top, we have this. Okay, now the last little section is this. Now all I did here was slide the G string down from the third to the second, pull it off to the D string in the second. And then hit that open, and then an E minor chord, or that note. Okay? So, alright, let's take each part and we'll do it really slow. So here's the first part. Once again. Once again. Alright, here's the second part. Remember, we're going to do this kind of major 7 feel with G to a C major 7, okay? So once again, here's the second part. Okay, now let's play the first and second parts together. Okay, now we're going to play that same line we started with, and then we're going to go to this chord, which is F sharp something, I think, or something over F sharp. I'm not a chord chemist. Then we're going to go to this raised 9, okay? So again, let's get right to that point, really slow. Now the last part. Alright? That's pretty much the whole thing. Now, I like to mess with this kind of stuff. You get this kind of voice leading thing happening in between the chords. It's really nice. Kind of, you have a melody involved now too, so it just doesn't sound like chords. You know what I mean? It gives it a little bit more emotion, a little more depth. So once you get that down, you can, pick that up. All right? So, again, practice it really slow. Man, I got to get a towel. I'm drenched here. Anyways, please forgive that. Start really slow, like we do with everything, and build it with these steps, okay? So the first part, we take that. Like, this is how I try to teach, and I try to practice this way. So, I'll repeat them a couple times. I won't extend out again until I get the first shapes down. And I will add to it every time, okay? And what that does, it makes me play this first lick maybe 10 times by the time I get to the end of the little thing that I'm trying to play. So it's a lot more repetition, okay? And you start to improve as you go a lot faster. So, you can do some flourishes, kind of ghost pick, sweep, and then slide in, that kind of stuff, mess around with it. So, like that. All right, so I just changed it that time. Instead of going, I went, start mixing that stuff in as well. Try to alter that little line in between. It's really cool stuff to practice, and it really shows you the relation of those chords, almost in a row, if you will. Okay, so all those notes are open game as far as soloing. Okay, now that's one way to think about this. This is really simple what I'm teaching here, but it can lead to a lot of really cool and kind of rich sounding or complex ideas as well. So I take it in its most basic form at first, and then I start to, kind of decorate it a little bit as I go on or as I get bored with it, okay? It's just a fun little thing to do, and it's a good little workout for your hands, and also for your muscle memory skills, cognitive function, ear training. I'm not a jazz guy or anything like that, but I wished I was. I wish I could play that stuff, but I'm uneducated, so I have to take it a little piece at a time, like we're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. But, I wished I could describe this and explain it a little better. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, as long as you can play it and learn the shapes and hear the shapes, that's a big thing. Being able to know that's a major 7 chord, right? No matter where I play that, I know it's a major 7 chord, being able to recognize those sounds really helps. I mean, we all know what an E chord, an A chord, and a D chord sound like, right? So if you listen to a song on the radio, I'm sure you can tell if it's E, A, and D, right? So eventually that'll start happening with other songs. You're going to be able to recognize not only the chords because of your pitch and whatnot and your ear training, but you'll also know if it's major, minor, if it's major 7, that kind of stuff. I think that's really important because if you are learning a song, let's say, you'll be able to recognize that it's, a major, a minor, a major 7, or if it's diminished, or anything like that. You just have to find where it is. That's it. So that will help you as far as learning tunes, sitting in with other musicians. This stuff's really huge. It is. And, I've heard guys say this. Actually, I'm not going to name names, but professional guitar players actually One very, very great guitar player once said this. He's younger than me too, but he said this as far as theory, modes, scales, all this stuff. Yes, it's good to learn this. In the heat of battle, when you're playing a guitar solo, this is what he said. If you have to stop and think about what you're going to play, it's already too late. It's gone past you. And that is so correct. This is the kind of stuff that will teach you to hear these chords, hear these shapes and sounds, and be able to react in the moment, okay? Again, this is really as good as I can describe this. I'm not a school musician, as you guys probably already can tell. But I know a lot of you guys aren't school musicians either. Let's face it. I don't know any rock stars, but I know a lot of rock stars that made fortunes and made amazing music that had no theory either. Just the basics. So you don't have to go to school to write a hit or play something cool or sound great, or just enjoy playing the guitar on your own. So I wish I'd have went to music school when I was younger, but it just wasn't in the cards. So, I had to learn by wearing out records and cassette tapes and that whole thing. I still got some of my old cassette tapes. I have some of my records too. The cassette tapes were worn so thin. I have a Zeppelin 3 cassette that I wore it so thin, when you play the cassette, you can hear the other side playing, like backwards, or however that works. Crazy, man. I really put a lot of time in, play, rewind, play, trying to cop licks that way. And, it really didn't bother me though back then. I didn't really think about it. As long as I was learning the stuff, I was happy, So I hope that helps you guys. Give you a little jazz for your day. Again, you don't have to be a jazz player to get something from the lesson itself. It's just the theory and the mechanics behind it, and maybe putting you outside of your pentatonic box or the same 3 chords that you've been playing for the past month, okay? We all do it. I do it. Sometimes it's a struggle to play something that I'd forgotten about or something new. It's always, the same old stuff that seems to pop into your head, right? So, once in a while I'm going to do some lessons like this, just to get you guys out of your comfort zone. It gets me out of mine too. Like I said, I'm not a jazz player. I'm not a country player. I grew up playing rock and roll cover songs, from the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. So, this stuff really just caught my ear, though. I always wanted to be able to learn that, and I felt like I was a nobody because I didn't go to music school, and there's no way I could obtain this stuff. But actually you can, really, especially now with YouTube. I mean, it's free. I don't know why anyone would take a guitar lesson in today's world. I mean, not saying all guitar lessons on YouTube are great. I'm not even saying this one is by any means, but what I'm getting at is, when I grew up, and I know a lot of you guys too, grew up with no internet, and maybe somebody you knew played guitar, and that's how you learned, right? It was all memorization. But I guarantee one thing, I bet you guys have good ears. By doing that, you are also learning how to, train your ear. Here's one. I started out tuning a guitar with a pitch pipe. A lot of kids probably don't even know what those are nowadays. Think about it. You blow on the thing, E, right? That's pitch training. You blow on this, it's an E, so you tune your guitar accordingly. you could hear it. You could hear the note oscillate, whoa, 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 until it, whoa, 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 and then you were on. And that's how you learned, like this. Those things too. We all did that. But you'd start with a pitch pipe after you just restrung your guitar and check it. I never realized that, but that was how I tuned a guitar for the first probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 years. Not even sure. I can remember my dad getting the first analog, like small tuner when they first come out. I still have it. It still works. Actually down on the bench, but it was like, wow. I mean, this was amazing and quite accurate, actually. But I still didn't depend on it. It was just something for reference. And then once I tune up, I'd usually play like Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin because it's in A, and I'd check myself against that and get it tuned, correct, as close as I could. So again, that's kind of what this is. This is just getting you out of your comfort zone, hopefully, and training your ear and learning some new shapes without really thinking about it too much. Just, it's kind of a happy little melody. Just take it slow, like I said, and have fun with it. You don't have to do it all the first day. Take the first 2 shapes. Take the first shape. Work on that. Take it slow until you can get it. And then, like I said, start changing some of those little lines around in between the chords. Just have fun with it. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you don't need to be virtuoso to have fun. That's really an important thing to remember. I know it can be discouraging playing guitar. I went through it. I still go through it. I'm not really so much discouraged about it's not so hard to me, I should say, because I've been doing it all my life. What is discouraging is this, though. I've been doing it all my life, and I'm still, I don't play enough to keep everything together. And I have a really broad taste in music, so it's hard for me to nail one thing down because I'm a scatterbrain bad. So, it is what it is. I have fun playing blues until I don't have fun playing it, and then I move on to something else. And that could be, I could go through jazz, country, blues, and rock in the same 15-minute noodle session. This happens to me constantly, but, it's tough. When you learn so many different things over the years, trying to remember it all is impossible. So you got to keep it down to about, 40 or 50 songs. I can kind of manage that. Anything over that's tough. Now, I played in a cover band when I was young, and we'd play 2 nights on a weekend. We'd play a different set the second night, all cover songs. We knew like 150 songs, and we were 21 years old, I was probably even younger, but I didn't even think about trying to remember the stuff. It was just like burned into my memory. I could spit that stuff out one right after another, flawless. But as we get older, it's a little different. Well, thanks for watching this, folks. I really do hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'd like to say welcome to all the new subscribers. We got the best community on YouTube here. If you don't believe me, check the comments section out. Great bunch of people here. A lot of knowledge gets exchanged in the comments section too, which is really a big deal for me as well. It's not just me, putting my time in and doing what I'm doing here. I'm actually getting feedback and info back from you guys, which I really do enjoy. So, give me a like, drop a comment if you feel like it. If you don't, that's cool too. There's no pressure here. It's pretty laid back, like I said. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Be good. Okie doke.